Every man needs to win, and they need to win often. If you're constantly losing, it's very hard, man, to get into in a win streak. It's just tough. It starts bothering you more and more that you're losing, and then you continue to lose. The fastest way to regain that confidence is to stack a couple of wins under your belt. Sometimes you just got to tweak out, man. Just do something completely different to pivot, to overcome, to shift, challenge yourself. Put yourself in the worst possible positions, and then give yourself an opportunity to rise. Becoming a mentor, someone that's guiding other people, someone that's helping, that's a power move right there that could completely get you out of your rut and completely change your life. So sometimes I wonder why men fail to step up, why they miss the opportunity. And listen, I've coached well over 10,000 men, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I think about all the opportunities that I've had in my life to step up, to be a better father, a better husband, a better leader. And, I think most of the time, challenges were really what should have stopped me. Situations in my life that were very, very difficult that probably would have stopped most men. But the good thing is that I learned from the challenges and I won. I learned to win. And I talk about stacking victories often. And this is really where I want to go with this conversation, is that every man needs to win, and they need to win often. I get it. Challenges and obstacles and difficulties in your life definitely are going to help you, because I believe that every man out there will learn a tremendous amount, typically from his challenges. But, and I say but, because the reality is that if you're constantly losing, it's very hard, man, to get into in a win streak. It's just tough. Your confidence starts fading away. The way that you think you start redirecting your thought process, right? You start shrinking in the way that you think. So you start seeing life a little bit differently. And it starts bothering you more and more that you're losing, and then you continue to lose. And I'll tell you, the fastest way to regain that confidence is to stack a couple of wins under your belt. So what do I do in my life to overcome when I'm in a rut, right? Well, first and foremost, typically I break away. I break away from the norm because I know what I'm doing daily is not helping me progress. So a lot of men will tell me, what do you mean? I'm working and I'm putting my time in and my effort. And well, I say this, maybe you need to break it down, leave the area that you're in. For example, right now I just broke away to Tuscaloosa. It came at a great time because I was in a little bit of a funk, and it came at a great time. My son's going back into college, moving into his apartment, and it's a great opportunity for me to break away for a few days, to do things a little bit differently, to breathe air in another place. I don't know, for lack of a better word, to see different types of people, to be in different situations. See, when you're in this rut over and over and over again, and you sit around and you expect something to change, sometimes you just got to tweak out, man. Just do something completely different. Because when you really do that, when you start shifting that, it gives you the ability to pivot, to overcome, to shift. And that's critical. I believe every man must do it. And with that said, the best opportunities a lot of times in your life are right in front of you, and you tend to miss them. You really do. They're right there in front of you. And you have great opportunities because that's the way life is. They are there. You just have to look for them. You have to see them. Don't sit around just thinking that you doing nothing is going to get you out of your ruts. So get out of your environment. I talk about that all the time. The next thing is push yourself. Do something really, really hard, something that's so uncomfortable that maybe you never thought that you could do. I mean, really start pushing yourself. Maybe run a marathon. I don't know, go doing things that are hard, like maybe go to a crucible, for example, the Man of War crucible. Challenge yourself. Put yourself in the worst possible positions, and then give yourself an opportunity to rise. Get around great people, right? That's the next thing. Damn, I can't even tell you. When you start getting around great people and the conversations are very different, things, they start making sense. And you realize that you're not the only one that's going through these difficulties. I'm telling you, you're not. But you have to be able to shift your mindset and be open and receptive to how other people operate. Because you never know, by learning from these individuals, it may help you start operating in your life and executing at a higher level. Just open your mind a little bit. Another thing that is critical is, having the opportunity to do something like giving back, like helping someone, like, maybe just guiding someone, mentoring someone. I can't tell you, man, honestly, I can't tell you how many times that has helped me. Really, I can't tell you. When someone comes up to me and says, man, I need your help, I'm going through this, this, and this, and I'm able to shift my mentality into helping that person win. And then I realize that, shit, a lot of the things that I'm giving that person, I need to start instituting them, integrating them into my own life. And it's a great way, my God, a great way to learn. So sometimes teaching and mentoring alone right there will help you. Absolutely will help you make that shift. Little story in the police academy, one of the most important components for me was helping young men, really guiding them to be stronger, especially mentally and physically for the streets. And had a police officer after he graduated a while, probably a year or so after. I don't know how he found me, but he reached out to me and said, hey, how you taught me specifically how to be in a position of tactical advantage and never get caught with, the situation around me, more so just be focused. At that time, he was talking about being focused on the suspect's hands. So I always talk about that. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. His hands are a clear indication of what he's going to do. Chances are he's not going to kick you. I mean, if he does, he's going to telegraph it. He's not going to jump and bite you. If he does, he's going to telegraph it, especially if you have the proper distance. But it was all about hands. In this particular situation, he had his hands in his pockets. He's telling him to get them out. He's doing weird shit with his hands, and he sees a gun, and he's able to actually put himself in a position to win that battle and shoot that guy, even though he didn't kill him. He harmed him enough that the suspect went down. He was able to apprehend him. And that's just simple things that I was able to put out there. Always look at the hands, always look at the hands, always look at the hands, and that was a big deal. For me, what that does is when I engage in teaching, it makes me better. It helps me become better. So becoming a mentor, someone that's guiding other people, someone that's helping, that's a power move right there that could completely get you out of your rut and completely change your life. One more thing that I'm going to give you. Be grateful. Sometimes that's tough, especially if you're going through difficulties in your life. It's tough. It's tough because it's wearing you down. You don't feel like you have grace. You don't feel gratitude because things are happening, bad around you. But and I mean this, the moment that you start giving grace, and you start saying and gratitude, and you start saying thank you for the things that you have, the moment that you tweak your mind, the moment that you start living your life like that, everything around you changes. Just your whole feeling, your whole vibration, your whole frequency. It's almost like people that you attract now are good quality people because they feel it, that you're thankful to be around them, that you're thankful for life, that there's a sense of gratitude within you, and people love that. And it attracts the right people and it attracts the right energy. So I get it. Things are difficult. Things may be, man, very difficult. I get it. But give gratitude, please. If you do that, your entire life will change without a doubt. All right, guys, listen, if you're liking this content and you're connecting with it, do me a favor. And it means so much to us because for the most part, you can see that YouTube just doesn't really share our content too much. We're out there, we're creating good videos. I'm trying to be as transparent and authentic with you guys as I possibly can. And what I can say is by you subscribing and sharing this content, commenting, of course, and sharing it really with the people that you may think would be interested, really helps the algorithms in our favor. So I really would appreciate that. But anyways, just hang in there. We're going to make it through here. I'm going to be bringing you some great content that I think that you could truly appreciate. May God bless you and see you soon.